What is up, everybody? I was having all kinds of difficulties. My whole entire screen just froze. I wasn't able to touch anything. This thing is tripping. Like, I think it's literally time to get a new MacBook because, boy, boy, I've been having so many issues recently with just my MacBook. So I do apologize for the delay. Was not trying to have that go on, but anyway, once again, welcome everybody to another episode of the Dre Mac Show. Um, this particular episode, I'm talking about Katt Williams' video that surfaced online about him talking about Recast T'Challa, with him talking about saving our black heroes and why our counterparts can have a hero, but we can't. But the real question is,
Are you ready?
all right, so let us get into it real quick. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. It's been I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was knocked out. I was completely knocked out and woke up like 20 minutes ago. I was completely out. Yesterday was weird. Before I get into it or whatever. Yesterday, I'm not saying it was weird, but yesterday was quite the the spectacle. Put it more like that. We had the situation that happened with the young man, the safety from um the Buffalo Bills collapsing on the field. Um, I'm watching the game last night. Hamlin, um, and I don't know how many times. I played football, and I don't know how many times that I went to go tackle somebody or whatever, and didn't think that that was the last time I was going to tackle somebody or something like that, or something was going to catastrophically happen. And last night we seen with Damar Hamlin, um, that in a blink of an eye something can happen. That could be tragic, um, and that's what we witnessed. Anybody who's watching a football game, now I was watching the football game because I got a dog in the fight because I wanted the Bengals to beat the Bills so the Chiefs could go to the number one seed. So selfishly, yeah, I want to see a team lose, but what I never ever ever wanted to see is a player collapse on the field and has to fight for his life on the field. That is, I ain't gonna lie, that shook me, and it shook me to a place that I've never been that more terrified watching football than I was at that particular moment, right then and there for that young man, Damar Hamlin. So my prayers continually to go out to Hamlin. If you are following me on Twitter, I retweeted because I donated to his toy drive, and he hosts a toy drive for kids. So if you're following me on Twitter, just go in. I think it's like the third to the last tweet that I did last night, where I tweeted out this young man's um, foundation to help raise money for kids. He only wanted $2,500 to raise um, to have a toy drive for local kids, and he is now at $3 million. So that's amazing. And at the end of the day, we're all human. We're not, we're not puppets. We're not we're not robots. We gotta constantly tell people like that at the even with the job that I do, we're not robots, man. We're not puppets, man. We're human beings, man. And no matter how much I look at football and I can have my opinion on a player or whatever. One thing I would not do is disrespect, and I'm gonna bring this up here in a minute, the whole Katt Williams thing. But what I would never, ever, ever, ever do is disrespect a player to the point where I'm like, this dude sucks. He's a horrible person. Blah blah blah. Because that's the way sometimes people do. We take our heroes and we make them superhuman. And this is a good way to segue into this conversation today on this live. I'm a big fan of Deion Sanders. Big, humongous. I've been a fan of this man since I was a kid. As soon as I seen Deion Sanders play football, I wanted to play football. I wanted to be prime time. You know what I mean? But I also know that man's a human being. You know what I mean? When people was beating up on him about him going to Colorado State, I'm like, man, this dude's a human being. All of us will want to elevate. Ain't nobody gonna stay. You're not gonna stay at the hood job when you have an opportunity to elevate your life. You know what I'm saying? When you already set the precedence of what you was gonna do. Everybody's not gonna stand around for that. You know what I mean? And to see us going back and forth, about that was horrible. You know what I mean? I even seen people, that was wondering, well, are they gonna continue this game with Darwin Hamlin laying on the ground for 9 minutes, fighting for his life? They were administering CPR, man. Flip that game, skip that game, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad because the NFL was going to continue to play the game. And the NFL, I mean, and the teams got together like, nah, bro, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. When I seen, Josh Allen's face, you know what I'm saying, start crying, when I start seeing grown men literally start shedding complete tears because they didn't know, when they start seeing the defibrillator come out and they're giving this man CPR, man, your whole dream is not a dream anymore because you're thinking about your brother. And I'm glad sometimes it takes an event for us to realize, man, all we need is each other. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, black, white, orange, brown, gay, straight don't matter anymore. It just matters about the human being and it matters about us. At the end of the day, it matters about us and us rallying around together to be with, to be there for somebody. So, prayers to Damar Hamlin's family, to Damar Hamlin. They haven't gave any updates. They said that, they put a tube down his throat so he can, so they can induce his breathing. So basically he's in a medically induced coma so they could get him his breathing together. You know what I'm saying? He's nothing but 24. My oldest son is 18. So I'm looking at this kid like he feels my own son. You know what I mean? So prayers to his family, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, man, and it's bigger than all of this stuff. At the end of the day, is bigger than us because we're human beings, man, and we got to be able to take care of each other and love each other. So, with that being said, man, I had to go off and I had to talk about that, man, because I'm not gonna lie, it hit me. It hit me last night when I seen that. It really shook me to the core when I seen that young man drop. So yeah. Anyway, this episode, Katt Williams wonders why I really wrote that wrong. I just noticed what I wrote, like, what the hell was that? But to my credit, when I was actually writing this, my laptop froze. it was a lot going on. My laptop completely froze up. I had to literally force close this mug down. It wouldn't even let me get into the studio to be able to to do this. So let me get that off. Let me get that off screen. Let me get that off screen real quick, and let me update it real quick. Because man, I'm telling you, when you're a content creator, a lot of people don't really understand, especially when you're running your own show. And mind you, I've been running my own show for four. Oh no, I can't say 4 years anymore. 2017 to 2023. Oh my God, that's 6 years. I was saying 4 years. It's five. That was five. And then 20. Yeah, for 6 years. 6 years in August, I've been running my own show. So let me give y'all the updated version on that. Hopefully you guys are good. I haven't checked the comment section yet. But that's all good. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. If you like the content, we had a really good discussion yesterday on Recast T'Challa and the reason why. In a theory of mine, using some receipts on why they fridged Chadwick Boseman, Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. You know, why we got the image of T'Challa that we got. So if you haven't checked out that video, make sure you check out that latest. That video was a stream live yesterday, so make sure you guys check that out. Very good discussion. Everybody who hopped in, everybody who's still commenting on that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. There we go. Katt Williams wonders why our heroes have to die. So let me pull up a video here. And this is from, that's not what I want to, that's Canva. That's me fixing stuff. Let's go back over here. Let's go back to this video. And we're going to discuss, it's going to be reaction time. I've seen it, but even in the live stream, we were talking about this yesterday. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and play it. Let me now let me I'm telling you, people be mad at Katt, but you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at Katt Williams for that one. Katt Williams said it literally said what we've been saying. Let me put this over. What we've been saying here in the pro Recast T'Challa movement for I don't know how long, is that the actor died. And as much as we love Chadwick is not T'Challa. I don't know how many times I've said this, is that T'Challa is not Chadwick. They are two different, one's an actor, one's a character. And Katt said it better than anybody could, whether you you agree with the language or whatever that he said it, how wrong he said it correctly. He literally said that white people can literally have their superheroes, but for some reason we can't have ours. And I never understood why people were going so hard on people who were saying, yes, recast T'Challa. It's too soon. The studio proved that it wasn't too soon. The studio showed you exactly how they felt. We already know that the reason why they did this in the first place is because, because Chadwick Boseman was already demanding more money, and they was going to replace him they was going to try to find a way to replace him. Let's keep it real. And I proved yesterday with a series of videos or with a series of posts that yes, they were going to replace Chadwick Boseman if he asked for more money. And that's the God's honest truth. You know what I'm saying? To the story. And a lot of people didn't want to hear that. A lot of people didn't want to hear the truth. And the truth is that, again, all these other white actors can die. We the only ones who found it okay for them to kill the first black mainstream superhero. We found that okay. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. We found it okay for them to literally delete our hero. And we always talk about that we need to have our own heroes. We need to have our own heroes. We need to have our own heroes. And yes, we do need to have our own heroes. You know that's one of our heroes, right? That's our heroes. It's like Blue Marvel, our hero. It was created for us. You know what I'm saying? And then they always say, well, can't you root for Falcon? Falcon was a sidekick. You know what I'm saying? He took the mantle of Captain America. When you think of Captain America, you're not thinking about Sam Wilson. Matter of fact, my son was like, he was holding Sam Wilson Captain America little figure, and he said, Daddy, this is a bootleg Captain America. And I said, no, son. I said, that's Falcon. He took the mantle of Captain America. Well, he's not Captain America to me. My son's 7. He has my sarcasm. You know what I mean? But is he right? He doesn't look at him because you introduce him one way and then you put him in another light. He's not the same. He's not the same character to him. You know what I mean? He's not the same character. That's right, Mac. Facts. He's not the same character. Miles Morales. And Miles Morales is in a pickle because Miles Morales represents two sides, black and Afro-Latino. You know what I'm saying? Or Latinx, or I don't want to even get in that, black and Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? So he represents two sides, and they're going to push more of his Puerto Rican side than they will his black side. So he's a representative for the black Latinx community. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, we're not looking at him as a representative of the black American from the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically we all from it, but I don't even want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people who always claim I'm just Dominican when your skin is darker than mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Haitian when your skin is way darker than mine, or whatever. Only difference. Let me tell all of my Afro Latino people who just want to just claim like the Dominican and all that stuff. Only this difference, a boat stop. It's the only difference on that good ship lollipop that we was all on. Only thing that separates North American, South American blacks, people from the Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying, is a boat stop. So stop it. Stop it with that. That's the only difference between me and you. But let me get off my soapbox on that. But when I'm talking about characters, and you have to go to the origin of these characters, especially when you're talking about comic book heroes. And you have to and I want people to understand this. A lot of the comic book heroes that we look up to, the Superman is an algorithm for how they felt, for how the Jews felt during the Holocaust, and after the Holocaust, and they wanted a hero who could fight against everything. That's what Superman represents. He is a symbol for the Jewish community. That's what he is. You know what I mean? You know, when you start talking about, if you go back and watch the origins of Falcon, The Origins of Falcon, literally, I mean, he was, you know what, a pimp at one time. You know what I'm saying? That's why actually, if you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and he out in that outfit, he said, "I feel like a pimp." That's because his character literally, you know, at one point in time, he was written as, you know, like a pimp at one time, and because of black exploitation, and you know what I'm saying, like a Jamaican dude with an accent or something, it was all over the place. You know what I mean? Even in Fantastic Four number 52, Ben Grimm is over there joking at T'Challa about, you know, he reminds me of these Jungle Boy films and stuff like that, until he seen what T'Challa had when he walked in his house and he was sitting on, you know what I'm saying, the equivalent of $20 million vibranium table. And he's like, "Oh snap, where did you get all this from? This is what I do. Look at my technology. Why you think you can't beat me?" This the biggest flex in comic book history. You know what I'm saying? Was T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, and I'm a Luke Cage fan. I'm a Luke Cage fan, and I'm talking about the origins. If it wasn't for T'Challa, we wouldn't have like Luke Cage and all these other characters. But even Luke Cage was a stereotypical, you know what I'm saying, 1970s black exploitation character. Is his character hilarious when he beat up Dr. Doom for $250? Yes. Or 200, was it $200? He said, "You owe me my money, honey." You know what I'm saying? Beat the brakes off of Dr. Doom for $200, took his money and left. You see what I mean? So Katt Williams is right. Our heroes, you know, and I get it. I get why people like stop using, you know, these characters that was originally white. Like a lot of people on Enter the Spider-Verse is going to have a fit that Jessica Drew, even though this is a multiverse, that Jessica Drew is black in that movie, and she's really a white woman. You know what I mean? You know, just saying. If you, I'm telling you, even though again it's a multiverse, and they gave it in Enter the Spider-Verse, they gave us a multiverse version, a female version of Dr. Otto Octavius in the film. You know what I'm saying? But it made sense because it's a multiverse. And he was from a different multiverse. So they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? But people already have a problem when they feel like white people feel like you blackwashing characters. You know what I'm saying? Just to have inclusion. And to a certain extent, I understand that. Unless, and let's keep it real, unless this is an obscure character you don't care about, you just want to complain about. And what I mean by obscure character, people that is really obscure in the comics that you be like, you know, dude comes in, gets beat up, or he's part of the West Coast Avengers, or you know what I'm saying? He's like literally a DF character that nobody really cares about. Ain't nobody gonna buy his comics. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Yahya Abdul-Mateen was Wonder Man. Now, do I feel like Wonder Man should be white? Absolutely. But again, a lot of people wasn't checking Wonder Man's temperature either. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this was the 1990s, yeah, you probably will have an argument over that because people were checking for Wonder Man and Wonder Man comics. But in 2023, no. But still, Yahya Abdul-Mateen could have been your you could have been your variant Black Panther, or he could have been the recast version of Black Panther. You know what I mean? Simple. No, they have to make him Wonder Man. Now everybody's gonna wonder is why this man is black. Not the character, not what he represents, not none of that. Why wasn't he the white dude that they picked at first, and why he a black dude? And that makes more problems. Not understanding inclusion and simple stuff like that. But man, we have so many awesome black characters. Just grab one of them that you can create the story for. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the history of comics and cartoons and stuff like that, man, we always been labeled in a stereotypical type of light. I did a whole video on just stereotypes from black people, Asians. I mean, the Mandarin was a stereotype, man. He was Fu Manchu. You know what I'm saying? It's more stereotypical as you could possibly get. You know what I mean? Marvel Studios was so afraid of China, instead of getting a Tibetan person to play the oh god, the Sorcerer Supreme in the first Doctor Strange movie. I can't think of her name. With the one that Tilda Swinton played. They were so afraid they just cast it to Swinton for the character. And like, okay, you can't. This is your opportunity to show the diversity of, you know what I'm saying, the MCU. But no, and y'all did a fake out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's literally kind of disturbing that we were okay with Marvel Studios killing our character, and we complained, and then we wanted. And I heard people like, "Well, we had Blake Man. I mean, Blake Man, and we had Meteor Man or whatever." Those are cool, but they're not on the global hype as a T'Challa. And again, T'Challa was reaching heights that rivaled Spider-Man and Batman and all of that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give y'all the truth. I'm gonna give y'all the absolute truth. And then because I'm not gonna keep y'all long, because I'm not gonna lie, I was sleepy. But I wanted to come up and talk about this. So I went toy hunt yesterday, because y'all all know I'm a collector. And if y'all look here, my collection got a little bigger. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when the first Black Panther movie came, I never forget this. Trying to find a Black Panther and a Killmonger was almost impossible, as everybody was snatching them up. So I was glad to be able to get it because they reissued those same toys during that wave of getting ready for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But when I tell you they had Black Panther Wakanda Forever figures on discount last night, I was talking about 50% off. That showed me something. That showed me that Black Panther Wakanda Forever wasn't the success that they were actually looking at. And again, because just think about this. We always talk about Black representation, right? We discuss Black representation in films and stuff like that. My man Jacques, what's going on, my brother? What is going on? So we always talk about Black representation, right? We always talk about how, we want to see more Black people in film. We want to see more roles go to Black people and stuff like that. So they created this character who went on to be in live action movies, right? Black Panther, with the Black Panther, right? And I still have a lot of brothers and sisters who will talk about, man, we don't see a lot of Black male heroes, right? So you now have T'Challa, the representation of Black strength, Black regalness. I just watched House of the Dragon. You know what I'm saying? Where a white dude was on the throne through the whole entire thing until he became the Crypt Keeper. You know what I mean? Literally. And we always talk about, man, we never see these kings and queens and stuff like that. So you got that in T'Challa, and we allowed Marvel Studios to kill that. We could show the strength of a strong Black male. You know how impactful T'Challa was to young Black boys. Think about this for a second. I'm going and by Dr. Umar type of thing. Shout out to Dr. Umar. You know what I mean? But for young Black boys to be able to see a king, you know what I mean? A Black man unafraid. A Black man who has a nation that's never been colonized by white people. To show Afrocentric environment, Afrofuturistic environment where Black people, you know what I'm saying, are coming together. And yeah, we might beef. You know what I'm saying? We might, like Pac said, we might come across each other. But I'm telling you this, we burn this bitch down, get us pissed. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Static Chop back in the day. My cousin Kevin Spencer, what's up, dude? What's up? I ain't gonna call you by, our family now. I ain't gonna call you that, but my man, my my little cousin. I'm like, I'm my big little cousin. What's up with it? But you know what I mean? He is a representative, and I'm glad you actually brought up Static Shock, because again, at a time period in the 2000s where kids could be able to see a black hero with dreads that's not getting shot at by the police. All the stuff we talk about, blackness, and we need to see more black representatives, positive black representation, and black, and we let them kill the first black superhero. Now, I'm not mad that and now let me reiterate, because I always have to say this. I'm not mad Shuri became the Black Panther, because she was the Black Panther in the comics, but so was T'Challa. And the focal point of 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 the Black Panther is T'Challa, is his story, because he is the Black Panther. If people say, well, there was more than one Black Panther, yeah, but the story is based around him. Everybody else came before him, nobody came after. And even when they did do a story after T'Challa, which is Black Panther 2099, which I should check out my video on that, he was way after, and it's not even canon. It's not even canon to the Black Panther story. You know what I mean? Now the only thing about the Black Panther, about John Stewart's Black Panther, John Stewart's Green Lantern, is that they introduced Hal Jordan and everybody else first. Then in the 90s, they kind of gave you a Black Green Lantern, which is cool because it's part of the Green Lantern Corps. But we're talking about originally made characters that was made for this, and this is why T'Challa is so important. Originally, he was made for us, just like when Blue Marvel was made. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he's still around though. Hal Jordan is still around. I mean, not Hal Jordan, but John Stewart is still around. But when the Blue Marvel was made, the Blue Marvel, everybody's talking about Black Superman this and Black Superman that. When they created a Black Superman in DC, he's part of Earth 2. Val Zod is part of Earth 2. He's a totally different character, and they have explored him, and people's like, oh, he's been around since 1970. No, he wasn't. He was around because President Obama was elected president. They created that character to be the representation of Barack Obama. Please, when you're quoting comics, go back and read a little bit about the history of that character, and you will kind of understand where he represents. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. When we start talking about Blue Marvel, everybody wants, the character of Blue Marvel. Character of Blue Marvel is literally rivals Superman. First of all, he's one of the most intelligent people in all of comics. T'Challa, Blue Marvel, Reed Richards, Doctor Doom. Again, I keep talking about these characters, man. Blue Marvel is dope. Can be able to beat you on a molecular level because he can change the atoms of your body. He has flight strength, speed. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't shoot lasers out of his eyes because he's super dope. You know what I mean? But he was created as a Black character, and the reason why his comic is so, like, I'm not gonna lie, they knew his comic was a hit because you can't get that comic book literally for $20, even $50 or $100. People are trying to gas you for that book. You know why? Because Blue Marvel is an anomaly. He was made, and his story was made where he had to deal with the racism in the 1960s. His story is beautiful. Matter of fact, let me bring him up. Let me go bring him up so y'all can see what I'm talking about as far as the Blue Marvel. If you've never seen Blue Marvel in the comics, this is somebody else y'all need to be on. Monica Rambeau. Oh my God. Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear. Man, when I tell you Blue Marvel is dope. Let me share my screen real quick, so y'all can get acquainted with some Black heroes. If you have little girls, right now who is looking for a black hero, go have them have your daughter watch um Moon Girl. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be debuting on Disney Plus. So your little black girl who's very intelligent, who has a dinosaur, who hangs with a dinosaur. I mean, dope, dope. So Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel. So let me kind of give y'all some, because I'm about to hook y'all up today. Let's go into the history of Adam Brashear. So Adam Brashear was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. From an early age, it was realized that Adam was a child prodigy. Adam was a former fullback at Cornell University who graduated magna cum laude. Adam has a PhD in electrical engineering and theoretical physics. When I tell you, when we have black heroes, they show out. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get to your comment, Kevin. We also had Oob in Dragon Ball Z, yeah. So when we have black characters, man, we have black characters that can show out. And he was made, again, not a stereotype. Let's see, Korean War. So Adam was a veteran of Korean War as a member of the U.S. Marine Corps with 2 Silver Stars. While in the Marine Corps, Adam met with Connor Sims, the friend who would later be known as Anti-Man, Project Perseus. Adam later became the project led on a scientific attempt to harness antimatter through the creation of the negative reactor, which created a bridge between the negative zone and the positive matter universe itself. The reactor will allow for an almost unlimited source of clean energy by allowing devices to tap the energy generated by a stable event horizon balance between these positive and negative universes. Due to the unexpected explosion of the reactor, both Adam and Connor were subjected to mutagenic radiation generated by the then unstable event horizon. While Sim's body disassembles into energy, Bashir became a stable antimatter reactor and developed a set of superhuman abilities. Blue Marvel. Now, this is where it's going to get dope. This is where it's going to get dope, and why our heroes are so important. Blue Marvel. In 1962, Adam received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President John F. Kennedy on the day the president asked him to retire. It had been discovered by the public that he is an African American. As the Blue Marvel, Adam wore a full face helmet, but when it was damaged in battle, Adam's identity was revealed. Now, the reason why I like, and I'm gonna finish this part, but I want to stop here. The reason why I like this part of the story of Adam Brashear is because anytime a black character is introduced in the comic, his face is always covered. Miles Morales' first introduction into the comic, Black Panther's first introduction into the comics, Monica Rambeau's first introduction. When we're talking about it, we're talking about on the cover of the comics, their face is covered. I think the only one it wasn't was Luke Cage, because it was part of the black exploitation movement, so it was easier to digest him as far as having a character that you could actually see, because that's part of this black exploitation movement. So you can sell them to the white fans easier. I want to say same thing with Falcon, because Falcon was a sidekick. It was cool to have a dude in the bird costume, holding a falcon. That's okay. You know what I mean? Even when Shang-Chi was first introduced, he was introduced during the Bruce exploitation movement. So it was easier for white fans to digest because, he symbolizes the same thing that Bruce Lee did. So it's easier for me to go ahead and collect these comics. And people act like just racism just was never existed. Like it never existed in the comics. That's why the majority of your comic book heroes, if we went on just pure, you know what I'm saying, pure comic book origins, most of your comic book movies are gonna be full of white folks, full of white men. You know what I'm saying? Especially You know what I mean? So we have to be kind of careful when people start talking about that woke crap. And I hate that because black people made up the word woke to be enlightened, to be opened up and like-minded, and to be able to understand the world around you. No, white people hijack that. Now woke is something that, oh, I want things to be woke and woke. And I'm like, man, half of y'all don't even know what that really means. Y'all just saying it because this is what white folks is doing right now. It's basically died inward. I don't want to say that because I'm trying to get monetized. But anyway, Kevin, what you say? Kevin said Blue Marvel versus Doctor Strange. You got, but yeah, thanks for putting knowledge on black superheroes and Jackson Mortal Kombat. Yeah, uh, Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel is. I'm about to get why he's dope. All right, so let me go ahead and finish this because, like I said, I want to give this history and why we should not allow them to continue to kill our heroes. So let me go ahead and continue. A massive controversy ensues as the America of 1962 was two races. Let me say that again. Because Black Panther was introduced in the 1960s during the height of the Civil Rights Movement. In the height of the Civil Rights Movement. That's why he was in Jungle Action Comics and didn't get his first solo run until the 70s. Because it was easier to digest to put him in Jungle Action instead of having him in his own solo series. But let me finish. Let me finish. A massive controversy ensued as the America of 1962 was two races to accept a black Superman. The president reluctantly decided to ask Adam to step back. Torn between myriad considerations, the Blue Marvel conceded. At some point, Adam studied a mysterious being called the Infinite, who made various attempts to manifest on Earth. Adam came back for one final mission and defeated the herald of an alien armada bent on enslaving the Earth. After that fight, Adam left the Medal of Freedom in the blue area of the moon, where he first met Uatu the Watcher. Adam's conversation with the Watcher was interrupted by the late arrival of an alien armada, and Adam defeated them. The United States government used this final mission to fake his death. The government later set up SHIELD agent Marlene Fraser as Adam's monitor under the cover name Candace. Marlene eventually became Adam's lover, his wife, and the mother of his three children. Adam later became a tenured professor of physics at the University of Maryland. Let's do this. Let's say, for instance, we told this story. Of a black man who was a superhero that saved the earth, but white folks was two races in the 1960s to realize that this man was saving y'all, and he had to go out for retire, and he had to come back later on in life. Think about telling that story and how impactful that story is. You know what I'm saying? How they will shut us down when they see we're so powerful. And this brings me back to why Recast T'Challa is so important. Because we came out, we showed up and showed out. Let me reiterate, we showed up and showed out. We went out there and we bought tickets to see our favorite superhero, where white people even had to recognize, man, you know, this Black Panther theme might be something cool for us to, you know, to be about. So we all showed up in drones to see a black man become king, to be a hero. Don't let them take that away from you. Don't let them continue to take that away from you. This is why Recast T'Challa was so important. Because we act like that Black Panther wasn't elevating black women. Hell, what do you think the Dora Milaje is? When have you ever seen, you know what I'm saying, a group of black warrior women that was handling a business out here? So let's not act like we don't see this. But don't let them take that character from you. Don't let them take that character away from your son or your daughter. Just because the actor died doesn't mean the character dies. Because they won't do their characters like that, but we allow them to do our character like that. So don't let them take that from you. Let me continue this. Because I want to get to when he returned. And this is just a history, and it's a lot of history, and I'm not going to go into the history of him that much, but I wanted to get to that part of his history. And again, you can read this for yourself in Marvel's database. But I want to just show you the powers of the Blue Marvel and why. And oh yeah, the team with Blue Marvel, T'Challa, Monica Rambeau, what is the Ultimates? Oh my God, the Ultimates. Oh my God, a badass black team. You know what I'm saying? I think Luke Cage's part, man, it's all black. It's dope. Storm and the X-Men, yeah, and that's why Storm is important for T'Challa. That's why I didn't like the whole him having a secret love child and all of that. Dude is not a stereotype. This dude marries the goddess. Think about this. Would you rather see a black man that's not a stereotype, that's a king, marry a goddess, or would you rather have a black man who's a king, who's a king, but he got a baby mama out here somewhere, or with a bastard child and not made her queen? Think about it for a second. Just think about it. You know what I mean? So, but let me tell you his powers, and then I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. So, powers: antimatter, energy absorption, physiology. Theoretically, it is seen to be the main source of Blue Marvel's power. This source of power is energy released from antimatter, which derives from the dimension called the negative zone. Antimatter is the same as normal matter, except that the subatomic particles are the opposite charge. Therefore, the antimatter and normal matter cannot coexist without exploding. CERN was the first to synthesize particles of antimatter on Earth in 1995, keeping them in a magnetically charged vacuum to keep it from coming in contact with normal matter. Nuclear fission releases energy with 1.5 efficiency. Antimatter releases energy with 100% efficiency. 1 gram of antimatter contains the same energy as the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. One droplet could power New York City for a day. Adam Brashear is the first human antimatter generator and reactor. The experiment he gained his powers from renders his form unaffected from antimatter. Blue Marvel was considered to be an alpha level threat by Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Tony Stark. Superhuman strength. Blue Marvel possesses a vast level of superhuman strength, capable of lifting excesses of 100 tons. We have seen as capable of effortless lifting the 1960 era American warship Enterprise, which weighs over 93 tons. The Blue Marvel is capable of greater feats of strength when he effortlessly moved a meteor easily the size of Arkansas. The Watcher states that Adam is capable of splitting the moon in two with one blow. He is able to directly engage Iron Man, Ares, Wonder Man, and Ms. Marvel in combat at the same time, casually overpowering them. We know how strong Ms. Marvel really is. She's really OP. He is strong enough to push the Sentry to the limits of his strength and knock him into Earth's orbit with a single punch. Now, if you don't know who the Sentry is, the Sentry is basically Marvel's version of Superman or Homelander from The Boys. That's basically what he is. Jazz. Yeah, Jazz is considered a black character. So, right, but that was still stereotypical of Michael Bay. But you want to go there? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say enough black stuff in here today that will make. I said more black stuff that will make Dr. Umar proud right now. But yeah, this is. I'm gonna make my screen full on this one just for a second. But this is the Sentry or whatever. So remember I was talking about first introductions. He kept his face though. I wish I had my Monica Rambeau first introduction because they didn't keep her. They didn't keep her face. You know what I'm saying? So superhuman strength. He can literally. He can go. He can go against the Century, one of the strongest people out here. Uh, he managed to ultimately defeat King Hyperion, who slaughtered numerous other incarnations of Blue Marvel, as well as heroes with multiple worlds, includes Hercules and Thor of his own Earth, as well as Sentries, Hulks, Thors, and Eternals of other worlds. When he and the Ultimates confronted their Earth 1610 counterparts, he was able to defeat the Hulk, their Hulk, with just one punch. When I tell you, dude is dope, y'all need to get on Adam Brashear and let them keep our heroes. Not invulnerability. The Blue Marvel has survived the hydrogen bomb blowing up in his hands and face. He was capable of withstand blows from a large collection of superhumans made up of Miss Marvel, Ares, Iron Man, Wonder Man, Century unharmed. Blue Marvel could also breathe and survive in space. He can also survive in a nuclear explosion without being harmed. Antimatter manipulation. Blue Marvel could absorb and generate vast amount of antimatter energy for various effects. Excuse me. Energy manipulation. Adam can also manipulate material bonds, as well as he can control and manipulate antimatter energy. Able to do so from a molecular to particle levels, as he is capable of producing new particles to repair the damage to Spectrum's light form. When I tell you this dude is dope, this dude is dope. This dude is dope. Concussive force pulse, energy pulse, force fields, matter manipulation. This is how dope he is, and we all know Monica Rambeau, aka Spectrum. Blue Marvel was able to rearrange the photons and spectrums Monica Rambeau's body to stop the anti-photons from destroying her body and made her stronger and more powerful, strong enough to take down a tiny shadow of Shumagura. When I tell you he made her stronger. You know what I mean? He made her strong. This is what I'm talking about. We have to be able to keep our heroes. Flight. Blue Marvel flies by manipulation of gravitons, manipulating of magnetic fields, control of his absolute molecular movement, utilizes his superhuman speed. Blue Marvel could fly far and beyond supersonic speed. He has been seen flying into space unaided under his own power. I'm just saying, dude is dope. Dude is dope. Longevity, enhanced mental perception, hypercosmic awareness, super genius intelligence. Adam Brashear is a genius in the field of theoretical physics and he has made extraordinary strides in the study of antimatter. According to Reed Richards, Adam's intellect matches that of Dr. Doom, which is one of the smartest people in Marvel Comics. Athlete, Brashear is also a highly talented football player though he is out of practice. When I tell you this man is dope. He is dope. And his only weakness is neutrinium. Blue Marvel appears to be only weak against the substance from the neutral zone. That's it. And this is the final part, and I'm gonna let you guys go. It says Kevin Gravois. I think that's I think it's Gravois. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And if you don't know who that is, he is. If you ever watch Underworld, he was the big dark-skinned black Lycan in Underworld. Big, strong black dude, bald-headed dude. Dude is dope. Kevin Gravois. I think it's Gravois, but I could be wrong. If I'm saying that wrong, please change that in the or put it in the comment section if I jack that up. Blue Marvel. He based the Blue Marvel on the concept of what if Superman were black in the early 1960s and how would the world react to him. Regarding Blue Marvel's power level, he also was quoted as saying, "As long as I'm writing the character, he won't be so strong that he makes other characters look foolish. He is just in the same league as the Hulk, Thor, Superman, Sentry, Orion, John Johns, etc. He's not above them." So even though he wrote the character, he could have wrote this dude OP, like people how they write Superman because they want Superman to be the most OP character that ever was written in the comic book history. You know what I'm saying? He didn't make him where he's so OP that you couldn't enjoy the character and he just slaughters through people. In the Ultimates, Volume 3, Number 4, Adam is said to be 87 years old. So yeah, check out other comic book characters. And again, if it wasn't for T'Challa, we wouldn't have these characters that we have now. So this is why we shouldn't allow Marvel to kill our characters. Recast T'Challa. You know, we're calling this Cat Trap because he trapped him. He told him the truth, and people think that Katt Williams is just crazy and he on drugs. Nah, he know what he's talking about, especially on this one. Let me get to this last comment. He's like, I feel you. LOL, I've been sober for 3 years of January. First because of Blue Marvel I never heard of. Thanks for putting us all on. Does he have any weaknesses? And which I just got over. I'm just now getting to your comment, Kevin. But man, shout out to you being sober for 3 years, man. That is amazing, amazing feat. You know, because love you to death. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I won't tell the world, or the people who's watching this, what we call you in the family, but cuz I got you. You know what I'm saying? So man, shout out to you. And shout out to, you know what I'm saying, you being sober, man. That's amazing. That's awesome. So, you know what I mean? You a superhero in your own right when you could look in the mirror and say, I need to defeat that. And you did, man. So I'm proud of you, cuz I'm serious. I'm very proud of you. But anyway, let me get you guys out of here. I actually didn't even want to go an hour because I'm not going to lie. I'm still sleepy. I am sleepy. Not even joking. But man, do not allow them to kill our black characters. That's all I'm saying, man. Do not allow them to kill our black characters. We need to keep our black characters. We need to be able to have these black characters for us, and because they are important for us. You know what I mean? So allow our characters to continue to live on, but it's up to you, the fans, the casual fans, to know about black superheroes, support them, the ones who are originally created for us. All right, this is your man Dre Mac. Thank you again for stopping by the Dre Mac Show. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and Vampire. I'm about to get out of here, y'all.